brief, I wish to state for the record that it is not true that government is not spending. Mr. Speaker, we have ended the era of reckless spending. Mr. Speaker, we are spending wisely. We are spending prudently. Mr. Speaker, the era of recklessness has come to an end, and the NDC will not spend recklessly. We will spend according to what we have. If you do not have it, don't overborrow, because if you overborrow, you will give people haircut, and that is what we have spent. We have stopped. So, Mr. Speaker, we will not overborrow. We will spend within the budget, and we'll do what we have to do. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Ato has finally stormed Parliament once again to educate the mighty minority on the economy. And with this, I would like you to join me listening to how his lecturing went and how it ignites confusion among them as well. This station still remains PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like, and also share to other members to watch as well. You can also send us your voice note to our number, as earlier said, which is 0277128777. Thank you for doing that. We urge you to subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and also share to your friends as well. We'll be right back.
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
The minister, as to the content of the statement he's coming to deliver, that the statement should not provoke debate. So it is very novel for you to say that the statement must be shared. So, honorable members, we shall accordingly proceed. Honorable Finance Minister, you have the floor.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm grateful for the opportunity to brief the House on the payment of statutory funds. Mr. Speaker, as a member of this House, I'm fully aware of the considerable interest that honorable members attach to this important subject, which lies at the heart of the fiscal decentralization. First and foremost, I wish to express my sincere appreciation to colleagues for their continued cooperation. Right, Honorable Speaker, I'll begin today's brief with the District Assembly's Common Fund, the DACF. Mr. Speaker, our effort is driven by President Mahama's unwavering commitment to decentralization development, as articulated in Chapter 20 of the 1992 Constitution. It is well established that metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies have gone through severe financial strain over the past 8 years due to the unfortunate re-centralization of district assemblies' common fund. Mr. Speaker, it is evident that decisions taken in recent years have regrettably undermined the capacity of MMDAs to respond effectively to the pressing needs of our people at the local level. Right, Honorable Speaker, in the past 8 years, a paltry 40% to 50% of transfers to the common fund were disbursed directly to the district assemblies, thereby denying MMDAs the ability to spur local economic development. Mr. Speaker, the government under President John Mahama is resolute in its determination to reverse this trend. We are committed to adequately resource MMDAs and ensure that effective and accountable utilization of these resources are maintained at all times. In line with our promise to revitalize the local economy, President Mahama's administration has prioritized improving financial strength of the district assemblies. I wish to commend members of this House for endorsing, as part of the 2025 budget, government proposal to ensure that a minimum of 80% of allocated District Assembly Common Fund resources are transferred directly to MMDAs. Mr. Speaker, without a doubt, this measure will empower assemblies to drive economic growth at the local level and deepen the process of decentralization. Right Honorable Speaker, through this policy initiative, government is guaranteeing that approximately 6.1 billion Ghana cedis of the 7.57 billion Ghana cedis earmarked for the year 2025 will be disbursed directly to local assemblies to spur local economic activities at the district level. Mr. Speaker, in view of that, every district assembly will receive a minimum of 25 million Ghana cedis this year. A minimum of 25 million Ghana cedis this year. Mr. Speaker, our resource extends beyond mere release of funds. We have taken decisive steps to ensure that these resources are utilized in line with government economic objectives. Mr. Speaker, as I say, a minimum of 25 million Ghana cedis will go to every district assembly, a minimum. Mr. Speaker, Section 126(3) of the Local Government Act 2016, Act 936, mandates government to determine the categories of expenditure within the approved development budget of district assemblies that must be funded through the District Assembly Common Fund. In compliance with this, the Cabinet of President Mahama has approved guidelines to ensure the prudent and accountable utilization of these funds. The guidelines as approved by Cabinet are as follows. Mr. Speaker, 25% of the amount transferred to the district assemblies is to be utilized for the design and construction of a model market in each district assembly. Mr. Speaker, 10% of the amount is earmarked for the construction of health facilities where a minimum of 2 CHIPS compounds are supposed to be constructed at rural assemblies. Mr. Speaker, again, 10% of the amount is earmarked for the construction of educational facilities, including 1 KG block, 1 primary school block, and 1 junior high school block. Right Honorable Speaker, another 10% of the amount is earmarked for the provision of potable water in each assembly, of which a minimum of 10 boreholes are supposed to be constructed in rural assemblies. Mr. Speaker, again, we have earmarked 10% of the amount that will be sent directly to the assemblies for the provision of school furniture. Mr. Speaker, in order for the assemblies not to use this amount for the purposes of the administration and monitoring and evaluation, government has capped the allocation for the running of the assembly to be at 5%. 5%. And Speaker, finally, recognizing the need to complete abandoned legacy projects, including the numerous uncompleted structures left behind by the Middle Belt Development Authority, Coastal Development Authority, and the Northern Development Authority, we have also allocated an amount, 20% of the amount to be used to fix the mess that were created by these authorities. Right Honorable Speaker, we are steadfast in our resolve to ensure strict adherence to the utilization guidelines governing funds allocated to the assemblies. Mr. Speaker, as at yesterday, we have transferred the sum of 987 million. Mr. Speaker, as at yesterday, the district assemblies has received, and we have the District Assembly Common Fund has received, and we have transferred the sum of 965,965,073 Ghana cedis from the consolidated fund to the District Assembly's Common Fund, being the first quarter amount due the District Assembly Common Fund for the year 2025. Mr. Speaker, the administrator of the District Assembly's Common Fund is required to ensure that 80% of this amount is transferred directly to the assemblies without fail, and expenditure returns submitted to the Ministry of Finance before subsequent releases will be made. So, Speaker, I repeat, the administrator of the District Assembly's Common Fund is required to ensure that 80% of this amount is transferred directly to the District Assemblies without fail, and expenditure returns submitted to the Ministry of Finance before any subsequent release will be made. Mr. Speaker, honorable members are also encouraged to monitor the utilization of this amount sent to their respective assemblies in line with the approved guidelines by the Cabinet of President John Dramani Mahama. Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to report that under the leadership of President Mahama and the NDC, for the first time in several months, transfer to all statutory funds have been made promptly and in full. Mr. Speaker, we have not just made them, but also in full. Notably, all transfers due the National Health Insurance Fund for the period covering January, February, March have been paid in full. Mr. Speaker, a total amount of 2,033,469,607 Ghana cedis has been disbursed to the National Health Insurance Fund, and they have received the funds. These disbursements have enabled the National Health Insurance Scheme to settle arrears owed to healthcare providers and to implement the free primary healthcare and the Ghana Medical Care Trust Program, otherwise known as Mahama Cares. Mr. Speaker, similarly, the Ghana Education Trust Fund, GET Fund, has received a total of 2,710,227,947 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, 2.7 billion Ghana cedis for the month of January, February, March, and April 2025, all transferred and received by the Ghana Education Trust Fund. As earlier announced in the 2025 budget, funding for the free senior high school program is now fully covered under the GET Fund. Subsequently, the challenges, including feeding, which previously impedes the smooth implementation of the program, have been resolved as a result of the payment that we have made. Right Honorable Speaker, these payments are a clear reflection of our commitment to meet all statutory obligations in priority sectors of the economy. I encourage honorable members to continue to support our effort as we chart a new course towards resetting our economy. Mr. Speaker, let us work together to strengthen the metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies and position them as engines of local economic development. I so submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable members, I will then open the floor to take comment subject to Order 91, 4, and 5. Honorable members, the comment must be within the ambit of Standing Order 91, 4, and 5. The floor is now open. Yes, Honorable Majority Chief Whip.
Speaker, we have agreed that we'll take 3-3, including leadership.
Very well.
Including leadership.
Very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, very well. Honorable member, you have the floor. Yes, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me the opportunity to make a few comments to the statement by the Minister of Finance. I listened to the Minister carefully. He tried to make very important and valid comment with with regard to the releases of statutory fund. Mr. Speaker, we are in June. This is the second quarter of the year. And normally, we would have expected that these releases will come within the expected period so that the assemblies will have funds to run the assembly. I hear my colleagues saying that it is not normal. It is not normal. So if he's releasing, well, you are the holder of the purse, you pass there. So if you think this is normal to you, it's up to you. But I'm saying that it is not normal. We need to encourage the government that such releases will come timely. The fact that it happened previously, that is the problem that I have in this country, Mr. Speaker. The fact that releases are delayed doesn't mean that it's a normal thing that we should continue. Mr. Speaker, so I want to encourage the finance minister. Sometimes when they say it has been released, it's just a mere letter that they write that it has been released. The controller, before you go, they will be giving you excuses. I have been in the helm of it, so I know how it operates. They will tell you it has been released. Mr. Finance Minister, I am from here. I will go to the Common Fund Administrator.
Honourable members, I will begin to name and shame those who are standing.
If actually the money is in the account. If it is in the account, I'm sure as a members of parliament we will get to know about it. So next time, I'm just encouraging you that next time, Mr. Finance Minister, let it be released on time. Don't wait till the second quarter before you make such releases. Let it come. We need the money. The assemblies need the money. We need to continue some outstanding projects. So I want to encourage you. Make sure you let the money come on time. But Mr. Speaker, I think it is something that is refreshing that finally the government has made releases of such an amount to the assembly. We as the members of parliament, our role is an oversight. We will make sure we monitor the utilization of this fund at our assemblies and make sure that the guideline that the government have set for the assemblies, they follow strictly and make sure that the people at the various constituency benefit from it. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Kennedy Nyako. Yes, Honourable Member, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the statement made by the Finance Minister this afternoon. Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Kennedy Nyako, we just listened to you, so please resume your seat and listen to others. We've just listened to you. Resume your seat and listen to others.
Mr. Speaker, let me first commend the Finance Minister for the briefing or the statement he has made to this House with an intention to strengthen the revenue stream of the district assemblies to develop their various districts and metropolis. However, I want us to put on record that this is not the first time previous government and past government have allocated revenue for the development of this country. The minister talked about uncapping of funds to the district assemblies. Past government had also decided to cap revenue to enable it achieve its own set targets and objectives as a country. And so it's all about the nature in which government decides to run its economy and what its priorities are. We cannot say, as the minister indicated, he said that the revenue available to the district assemblies are going to support the health infrastructure of district assemblies, support education, as well as water and so on and so forth. We are all in this country where a government took a bold decision to construct 111 health facilities in this country, all centered across the various districts. I'm sure one is in your district. all set towards bringing health infrastructural development across the district. The money that is made available today, 10% to health facilities. The minister is talking about creating at least 2 chips compound. 2 chips compound cannot be compared to the building of a fully fledged district hospital as we saw brought up in this government, in the past government. I was expecting the minister to tell this house as well how much money he's making available to complete the health facilities that are in various stages of completion. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member.
Mr.
Honorable
Speaker,
member, is the statement not on statutory funds?
I agree, but I'm making a point based on the statement. It's all about the statutory payments and what is being used for. Mr. Speaker, I'm also here to declare that this funding, as the minister said, is supposed to be run by the assemblies, which we, members of parliament, are also part of. And we also are supposed to play oversight responsibilities in terms of the utilization of these funds. I want the Honorable Minister of Finance to send similar indication to the MCEs and the DCEs that this money is for the development of the assemblies, with the members of parliament having oversight responsibility against those funding. Because many a times it is made to believe as if the funding that is going to the assemblies is for political expediency. But as the minister has indicated, it is for the well-being of our people and our communities. And we owe it as a house to make sure that we hold government, the MMDCs, accountable for the utilization of it. The minister should also be mindful about the procurement processes when it comes to this utilization of funds, so that there will not be abuses and breaches in the Procurement Act. With these few words, Mr. Speaker, let me commend the minister once again, and I challenge him to make sure that in going forward, more of such releases will go to the assemblies for the development of this country. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Yes, Honourable Minister responsible for local government, chieftaincy and religious affairs.
The Speaker has called me. Mr. Speaker, for the record, this time, my voice has not been heard in this house. And the Minister for Finance has released the money. Mr. Speaker, this is history. Previously, Mr. Speaker, I will stand here and rant, no show. But this time, for the first time, an amount of close to 1 billion has been released to the administrator for this Assembly Common Fund. Mr. Speaker, we suffered, myself and my good brother, Honorable Frank Anudompre, we will be at conclave, struggling with Finance Minister to release just 200. He will say, I'll give you 300. We say 400. We say, no, I can't give 400. He said 250. Mr. Speaker, I believe Honorable Minister for Finance, myself and my good brother, Honorable Minority Chief Whip, we commend you for the good show. Mr. Speaker, secondly, let's call a spade spade. And he who clams well deserves a push. I've heard my respected colleague saying that we are in the second quarter. Yes, the second quarter has not ended for it to be released. The law says 1 month after the quarter. First quarter has ended, and that money has been released. We are in June. first week in June. So you cannot be demanding for second quarter release. Clearly, Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Finance has done what is needful. But Mr. Speaker, secondly, it is not only common fund that has been released. Common fund 1 billion, get fund 2 billion, health insurance 2 billion. Mr. Speaker, tell me, in your 12, 13 years stay in this house, have you seen this before? It has never happened.
Yes.
Speaker, thank you for the...
Speaker, it appears that the statement has generated more interest. So leadership is praying you to vary the earlier submission to add one more, so make it 4.
Having regard to the third business of the day,
Yes.
well, I'm at your mercy.
Yes. Mr. Speaker, I believe that an additional one won't hurt the House. So 4-4 inclusive of leadership.
Very well. Then, Honorable Wanyimedu Entry, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also commend the Minister for being very brief and very clear on the statement. But I saw that the Minister himself was in breach of Order 91.3 when he makes a statement like he's providing money for the special initiative. And the language he used was that to solve the mess that was created. I think as a minister he could have used a better word to say that a mess that was created. Government is continuous. And if you are here now as the Minister of Finance to direct us, you should use a better language, Mr. Speaker. And I am not surprised that the Minister for Local Government did not wait to hear us, but jumped in and was also in breach of that order. What I would have loved to hear from the Minister, in as much as we appreciate whatever that had been proposed that is going to the Assembly, it is good. But, Mr. Speaker, it is quite recent that the government provided huge amounts of money in purchasing machines for the DRIP, that is the road infrastructure. I was expecting that, given the details, he would direct at least some monies to be given or to be allocated for fuel, in order that if you go to the assemblies now, most of these drip machines are packed. I was told when I asked that they wanted to do an inspection and take stock, and I was wondering what kind of stuff they were going to take when we know that we have about 6 or 7 or 8 machines in a district assembly. Since government is continuous, if the minister had not thought of that, I would pray. And I think the Minister for Roads is here. And I pray that the Honorable Minister for Roads will liaise with the Minister of Finance so that we can have a direction so far as our roads, the road infrastructure is concerned. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Walanyo Cheku.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me first commend our Honorable Finance Minister for making the House very happy this afternoon. I know this is a news that for years, for 8 years, we have not heard in this Parliament, because for 8 years, Mr. Speaker, I have not seen a single chip compound in my constituency, Hohwe constituency. But today, I can boldly walk to my constituency, Hohwe, and tell them I will provide them with chip compound. I can look straight into the eyes of my Zongo colleagues in Hawkway that the market that we promised them, together with the assembly, we will build that market for them. This shows clearly that Ato is forcing. Ato has brought the economy back on track. And I will also thank him for empowering the MPs to play oversight responsibility over the chunk of money that has been sent there. And we promise him that we will do so to see to it that the reset agenda is well achieved. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Minority Chief Whip.
Speaker, it's unfortunate the finance minister, after making his statement, has decided unceremoniously to leave the chamber. Instead of him sitting and listening to us, our views, he just left the chamber. Well, I'm reliably told he's coming back. We hope he will come back and listen.
Honour member, the Hansard will capture you.
Speaker, first of all, let nobody be deceived that the finance minister so moto walk into this chamber and deliver this statement. No, let me correct it. We started this advocacy at the business committee. We started advocating for the finance minister to be here and brief us or update the House on payment of statutory funds. Then on Friday, last week Friday, when the majority leader presented the business statement, I got up, the Hansard will bear me out, and raised the matter again. And that is what compelled him to be here. So you should be commending the minority. All of you were quiet, you couldn't even complain. And you didn't want to criticize your own government, you were quiet. We caused the finance minister to come to this house. Speaker, that's a statement of fact. And let nobody be deceived. Majority leader, sit down and let's talk. Majority leader, let us talk. You can have the whole day. So don't be deceived. Speaker, the minister says he's presenting guidelines. The minister says he's presenting guidelines by which the statutory funds, I don't know if it was limiting himself to common funds, should be disbursed. Is the minister seeking to take away the authority of this August House? We have passed the common fund formula. This House. By what authority would the minister say that he's giving guidelines? The guidelines are all subsumed here. The guidelines, the minister is coming, he should come, my good friend, come and sit down and listen. The guidelines for the usage of the common fund are all here. For the avoidance of doubt, and the template is not different, it's the same template that was used. Of course, I commend you when you say that you are going to ensure that 80% goes to the assembly. That one, you have done well. It's work in progress. But you have not done too well. It is just a beginning. So, National Youth Program, National Employment Support, National Disaster Support, construction, renovation of MMDAs and other buildings, reserve fund, blah, 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 blah.
Honourable member, which document are you reading?
I'm reading the 2025 District Assembly Common Fund formula. Was passed by this House.
Very well.
So essentially, I'm saying that you have not done anything new. You have not done anything new. You are applauding the finance minister. I have not done anything new. And Speaker, I am questioning the authority with which our good friend, the Exchequer, will come to this House and say that Cabinet has approved guidelines. Cabinet cannot approve any guideline that is different from the formula approved by this August House. So he's compelled to go by the provision of this formula. That's a statement of fact. Let me proceed further. Local government minister, sit down. Sit down and listen to me.
Honorable Minority Chief Whip, I've also been in this House for a very long time. After the disbursement of the District Assembly's Common Fund, in line with the formula approved by this House, when the money is disbursed to the district assemblies, there is always a guideline to the district assemblies, and copies of those guidelines have been given to respective members of the assembly. Is that not the practice?
Speaker, that is not right. That is not right. Let's not set a bad precedent. Let's stick to the formula approved by this House. Then we will be making
your
progress.
word should be we should not follow a bad precedent.
Speaker,
not citing a bad
kindly
precedent.
allow me to proceed? So these guidelines are alien to this House, and he knows. We are proceeding further. I look at the contents of the formula, and you have allocated a paltry sum of 8 million for the administration of the drip equipment. 8 million, the entire country. 8 million for the administration of the drip machines imported and bought by the previous government. How is that workable?
Is that the formula you have approved?
Is that? Yes.
I'm saying that is that the formula you have approved?
This is your leading question. It's a very leading
no,
question.
it's not a leading question. Because it is this House that approved the formula. It's not the finance minister.
Let me go by your principle of guidelines. If I'm borrowing into your principle, then the guidelines should come and amend that. Then the 8 million is paltry, so we should amend it and ensure that more amount is allocated. Well, that is a very serious point. Now, whether you like it or not, you stand in breach of the Local Government Act. 6 months, June, the Act says that you should be making payment quarterly. We are entering the 6th month. And so, well, if you are saying that we made mistakes, that is why you brought reset agenda. Would you listen to me? Speaker, would you listen to me? Speaker, you came on an agenda of resetting Ghana, yes or no? Honorable Haruna Adrisu, yes or no? The agenda is to reset the development agenda and the development paradigm of this country. And the Ghanaian people were gracious enough. They gave you 187 members of parliament. And you won with an emphatic margin. And then you are still referencing the MPP. You should be ashamed. Because you should be improving. You should improve upon what we did. You shouldn't come and say that the MPP made mistakes and therefore you're also making the same mistakes. Why? You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. The minister who is not listening to me, that's fine. He failed to update this House on outstanding payments. You cannot come and say that I'm paying 1 billion here. That is lopsided. Give us an absolute report. How much is outstanding? How much have you paid out of the outstanding? That is the crux of the matter. You are picking and choosing. The finance minister decided to pay when he pleases. That is wrong. The law mandates him to be paying quarterly. You are paying first week in June, and you are saying we should praise you, we should clap for you, we should be clapping for you. After all this delay, contractors are crying. If you don't know, my assembly is Ahmad Regime. I've come there. My assembly. If you go there, the assembly officials, they are all seated, very sad. Myself and the chief whip, I wish he was here. We went to the Common Fund Administration, going to advocate for your payment. He said, the finance minister has not released anything. So you release after 6 months, and you say we should clap for you. We will clap for you. After 6 months, the road fund funding to be released to the road fund, not even a peswa. Contractors are crying all over. Contractors are crying. Contractors are crying. Kwame Agboja is very sad. The road minister is very sad. So, Speaker, I think we need to look at this matter beyond the politics of it. The disability fund. Our compatriots who are fiscally challenged. I'm very sad. I am very, very sad this afternoon. Our compatriots who are fiscally challenged. And if you look at the formula, there is a provision explicitly dedicated to disability fund, they had to wait for 6 months. Our disabled compatriots have to wait for 6 months. And after 6 months, you release a poetry psalm and you are here that we should praise you. We can't praise you. This is your duty anyway. So yeah, get fund is outstanding.
So, Honorable Minority,
Get fund payment is
Minority
outstanding.
Chief Whip, under Standing Order 91(6), I'm entitled to give direction after the statement. It's not debate. It is not debate. This is not debate. This is comment. So I want to understand which years arrears are you talking about?
Speaker, I am worried about how our contractors are struggling to continue with project. And then I hear, Finance Minister, I hear you say that you are going to construct market. Come with me, Speaker. The special fund, I want to quote. No, I'm not sitting down. Speaker, with your leave. Finance Minister, listen, look into my eyes and listen. Speaker, listen. Special project. Already you have said that market will be built. There is a provision under special project. An amount of 70 million has also been allocated for rural urban development special project, such as markets, astroturfs, waste management, borehole, street lighting, fumigation. So which market are you talking about? That thing is captured by the formula already. Is it for propaganda purpose? That is why the leader was saying that you should have brought the statement for us to vet. We, the minority, should have vetted your statement to show you direction. And then we give you alternatives. So, Speaker, seriously, a lot of the things the finance minister spoke to are already captured by the formula. And I beg to differ that he hasn't got the power to say that he's amending the formula that this House has already approved of. The Honorable Harry Idris, who agrees with me, and I see him nodding. You cannot amend the formula we have approved of. So if it is just guidelines, yes, but you cannot come here and just give us guidelines. You should consult us. Leader, that has been the practice. Now, in conclusion, I want to emphasize that when we pass the appropriation bill 2025 into an act, then we approve the overarching amount that is supposed to go to the assemblies. So you're not doing us any grace. Finance Minister, you're not doing anything wondrous for the House to applaud you. You are paying what you are supposed to pay anyway. You are paying what you are supposed to pay anyway. Back to the contractors. Because in my constituency, if you come to the heart of Nisaon, all road contractors are not working. I see my good friend, the road minister, still glance at me. I am helping you. You cannot speak. Contractors must be paid in this country. They are suffering. Contractors are suffering. Assemblies are suffering. Youth employment are suffering. And you release the poetry psalm. He has just released this poetry psalm and he wants us to applaud him. We will not applaud you. Go and pay the contractors and then come back to this house. When you come back to this house, then we'll say that I know how dedicated you are. I mean, in my other world, when I was seated here and you sat in this black seat, I know the principles you had espoused. The need for the assemblies not to be denied of the oxygen to prosecute public business. That you have always said. But getting to the office, you are different. You are different. You delay for 6 months. As we can come and give us poetry psalm and say that we should applaud you. Well, we will see. Because he will be coming to this house with his mid-year budget. We'll be waiting for your mid-year budget. Leader, on that note, even though I'm not happy, what can I do? What can I do? But mid-year budget, make sure you take care of all these deficiencies, especially the 8 million to drip. That is too bad. That is too small. The entire country, Honorable Minister, take a look at that. 8 million is too small. The allocation to disabled people, I agree with you. Then the one for special fund, I agree, we should build more market. Then NADMO, how much have you released to NADMO? There is flooding all over the country. Accra, there is flooding in Accra. There is flooding in my colleague's constituency. Speaker, how much has he released to NADMO? Well, I thank you, Speaker. I'm grateful.
Honorable Minority Chief Whip, I intend giving the appropriate direction to the Finance Minister. I want to know the years in arrears. What is in arrears? What is in arrears? So that I can direct the Finance Minister to pay.
Mr. Speaker, I think...
Which years arrears are you talking about?
Mr. Speaker, the Finance Minister is well briefed. So the Finance Minister is aware
I want the
of
House
what
to
is
be
in
briefed.
arrears.
Brief the House about the arrears. Be very brief.
Mr. Speaker, let me thank honorable colleagues for the comments and the contribution to the brief. Mr. Speaker, I've taken note of the concerns from colleagues and would like to assure colleagues that I take their concerns seriously, and then I will ensure that if there is the need for us to input some of the concerns, we will accordingly input them. Mr. Speaker, to conclude on my brief, I wish to state for the record that it is not true that government is not spending. Mr. Speaker, we have ended the era of reckless spending. Mr. Speaker, we are spending wisely. We are spending prudently. Mr. Speaker, the era of recklessness has come to an end, and the NDC will not spend recklessly. We will spend according to what we have. If you do not have it, don't overborrow, because if you overborrow, you will give people haircut, and that is what we have spent. We have stopped. So, Mr. Speaker, we will not overborrow. We will spend within the budget, and we'll do what we have to do. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, honourable members. Honourable members, permit me to recognize the presence of our revered students who are here in our midst. First on the list is Obrachere Senior High Technical School. They are led by Jude Latte, Senior House Master. They are from Ewutu Senya. They are 57 in number. The other one is Apam Presby Basic School, led by Richard Abayete Tete, Head Teacher. They are from Ebuakwa South, 59 in number. And last on the list is Otuam International School, led by Edu Issa Philip, teacher. They are from Ekumfi, 60 in number. You are all welcome. May you have a fruitful stay in Parliament. Honourable members, order paper addendum. Presentation of first reading of bill.
An act to amend the Energy Sector Levies Act 2025, Act 1135, to increase the rates of the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy in order to raise additional revenue to support the payment of energy sector shortfalls, reduce energy sector legacy debts, and stabilize power supply.
Honourable Finance Minister, for the record, tell the House how is he under certificate of agency, or how is the bill supposed to be introduced?
Right, Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the object of this bill is to raise additional revenue to support the payment of energy sector shortfalls, reduce energy sector legacy debt, and to stabilize power supply. Mr. Speaker, the power sector is the biggest economic and fiscal risk we face presently. It could lead to a major crisis if we fail to confront it head-on. The challenges in the energy sector are quite enormous, emanating from debt, shortfalls, insufficient gas, and inefficiencies. The total energy sector debt as at end March 2025 stands at $3.1 billion. This amount includes amount owed to independent power producers, state-owned enterprises, fuel suppliers, and fuel suppliers. Right Honorable Speaker, as a result of non-payment of bills owed to ENI and Car Power, the World Bank IDA guarantee of $512 million and GMPC guarantee of $120 million were completely drawn down in the year 2024. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, the government is required to find an additional $632 million to restore these guarantees. Mr. Speaker, a minimum of $3.7 billion is needed to clean up the overall energy sector indebtedness for us to have a clean slate. Right Honorable Speaker, Ghana's electricity sector has experienced a significant shift over the years, with the country now heavily reliant on thermal power generation to supplement the hydroelectronic sources. The cost of liquid fuel to power the thermal power plant is not included in the current electricity tariff build-up, resulting in a significant revenue shortfall for the procurement of liquid fuels. According to the PURC, an inclusion of the cost of liquid fuel in the price build-up will lead to an increase in electricity tariffs by at least 50%. Government considers that this would have a significant negative impact on firms and households, and so this cannot be an option. Mr. Speaker, in the year 2025, the government will require an additional $1.2 billion to procure essential fuels for thermal power generations alone. Mr. Speaker, the power sector risks imminent collapse if these unsustainable debts are not resolved, particularly given that the fiscal cannot accommodate the financial needs of the sector. Right Honorable Speaker, to help raise additional revenue to fund the needs in the power sector, government is proposing an increase in export price of petrol, diesel, and related products. The impact will be absorbed by the gains made from the strong performance of the Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, the impact will be absorbed by the gains made from the strong performance of the Ghana cedis. And this will mean that consumers will not have to pay extra for the price of petrol and diesel beginning today. Right Honorable Speaker, our simulations suggest that there will be no increase in the export price of petrol and diesel in the next window beginning today if the levy is imposed. This is because of a strong Ghana cedi. Right Honorable Speaker, the levy will serve as a dedicated source of funding to the power sector, and the proceeds will be earmarked for the procurement of essential fuel for power generation. Mr. Speaker, this will ensure that Ghana enjoys stable electricity. Given that the current electricity tariffs paid by consumers does not include the cost of fuel used for the power generation. Mr. Speaker, the decision to impose a levy on petroleum prices is based on the need to find a balance between ensuring stable power supply while promoting the financial sustainability of the sector. This bill, Mr. Speaker, seeks to make a modest increment to the existing levy to augment the energy sector support account and to ensure the availability of fuel to back up power generation. Right Honorable Speaker, I submit that this is urgent, and so there is the need for the committee to take it through the necessary processes. I so submit. Thank you. Under certificate of urgency, I so submit.
Honorable members, I intend to refer the bill.
Thank you for choosing us once again. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for making time with us. The only channel that will keep on providing you with facts and figures. We don't just bring you hearsay issues. We bring you what is on board, what have sources that you can trace. And PENDREAM TV is the only channel to bring you that information. Thank you for being with us again. We urge you to share as a new member. We urge you to subscribe as well. Thank you.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. to my best of knowledge, without any biases. PENDREAM TV.